scroll of the Golden Shadow, the hidden legacy of Tutankhamun from the vault of the sleeping kings. They told us Tutankhamun was the boy king, a fragile ruler who died young, leaving behind only gold and mystery. But that story, like his tomb, was sealed with lies. For the truth of Tutankhamun was not of death, it was of reanimation. He was not Egypt's youngest pharaoh by chance. He was her last living experiment. I, the child of the resurrection. Tutankhamun was not born of ordinary blood. The priests of Amun called him Netjer-Setep-En-Ra, the divine selection of Ra. But the old temples whispered another name, the son of the two sons. DNA tests in secret archives confirmed what was hidden in hieroglyphic riddles. His body carried anomalies, an extra pair of vertebrae, irregular cranial sutures, and traces of blue crystalline particles in his bones. These particles, known only as star sand, matched no earthly element. They were fragments of meteoric silica, the same substance used to line the chambers of the Great Pyramid. Tutankhamun was not a sickly child. He was engineered to resonate. The Resurrection Code. Within the coffin's inner lining, unseen by the public, was a series of micro-carvings. They were not decorative. They were instructions. Each carving was a harmonic sequence, tones that, when sung in precise vibration, activated the field surrounding his sarcophagus. Egyptologists once called it decoration, but sound engineers later mapped the pattern into frequency and found that it generated an audible hum at 111 hertz, the frequency known to induce higher consciousness and regenerative cell activity. Tutankhamun's tomb was not a burial chamber. It was a resonance chamber, a machine designed to awaken the consciousness of the king beyond the veil. The forbidden dream of Akhenaten. Tutankhamun was the son of Akhenaten, the heretic pharaoh who worshipped the Aten, the living sun. When Akhenaten's Aten experiment threatened the priesthood's control, they destroyed his temples and erased his name. But Akhenaten's work did not die. He encoded it into his son's body, the final carrier of the Aten code. Tutankhamun's purpose was not to rule Egypt, but to bridge matter and light. The curse that killed those who opened his tomb was not a myth. It was a frequency shield, designed to protect the chamber's resonance. Those whose energy fields were out of alignment suffered immediate cellular collapse. Those in harmony felt only awe. That is why the true initiates, the balance keepers, could stand in that tomb and hear it breathe. The hidden chamber beneath the chamber. In 2015, radar scans beneath Tutankhamun's tomb revealed hollow spaces behind the north wall. They called it Nefertiti's chamber. But new evidence suggests it is the Hall of Reversal, a circular chamber containing a black sarcophagus not of stone, but of orichalcum, a metal that emits light when struck by sound. Within it lies not a body, but an imprint, a light signature identical to Tutankhamun's DNA vibration. This was the first recorded attempt at quantum resurrection. The priests sought to transfer the young pharaoh's essence through vibration and starlight, believing the second Tut would awaken when humanity remembered the language of light. Tutankhamun was not a tragic boy who died too soon. He was the first of the resonant kings, guardians of a living code that could awaken dormant DNA through harmonic sound and emotion. The gold of his mask was not for beauty, it was functional. Gold amplifies bioelectric frequency. The mask was a tuning device, connecting him directly to the solar grid. When the priest said he joined the sun god, they weren't speaking in metaphor. They meant it literally. I did not die. I changed my frequency. The kings were not buried to be remembered. They were buried to be reborn. The Aten hummed still, waiting for hearts pure enough to hear it.
To our beloved collective, from the day one torchbearers to the newly awakened travelers, we see you, we honor you, and we love you. This isn't just a community, it's a soul constellation, a family woven across time. Thank you again for being here. Your presence means more than words can carry. Every little act of kindness you offer is a spark, shifting timelines, mending hearts, and quietly realigning the compass for many in ways only the unseen can measure. And to those yet to join us, we're holding the lantern high. There's room for you too. With eternal gratitude and cosmic mischief from the collective of Shaman Ahll, The journey is only beginning, and we ride together or rise.
Scroll of the Eclipsed Throne, the rise of the Dark Pharaoh. From the hidden papyrus of the Double Crown. Every light casts a shadow, and every kingdom hides a twin. While Tutankhamun ruled in gold and sun, another pharaoh ruled unseen, not from the temples of stone, but from the halls of dream. He was called Neb-Ankh-Ra, the Lord of Hidden Breath, and his reign was never recorded because it never ended. The reign that never was. Egyptian history speaks of no king between the death of Akhenaten and the rise of Tutankhamun. A gap of years erased, explained away by scholars as transitional confusion. But fragments from the papyrus of the Double Crown, discovered in 1922 and locked away since, tell another story. When the sun fell and rose again, a king of shadow sat upon the empty throne. He ruled from mirrors and moved through breath. Neb-Ankh-Ra was not a successor. He was an overlay, a consciousness that inhabited the sleeping minds of the priests to ensure that the Aten code would not be lost. He was never buried because he was never alive in the flesh. He ruled as frequency, the pharaoh between worlds. The throne beneath the throne. Under the floor of Tutankhamun's throne room, archaeologists found a hollow slab of obsidian lined with gold, shaped like a seat. It radiated faint magnetism, enough to disturb compasses. Hieroglyphs beneath read, "For the king who sits in silence when the sun sleeps." When tested, the slab emitted an ultra-low vibration identical to the human theta brainwave state, the frequency of lucid dreaming. It wasn't a throne, it was a portal seat. Tutankhamun would sit upon it in ceremony, enter trance, and merge with Neb-Ankh-Ra, the shadow pharaoh, who ruled the dream realm as Tut ruled the waking. Together, they formed the first dual dynasty, day and night, body and soul, united under one crown. The solar eclipse experiment. The cult of Aten believed that eclipses were gateways, moments when the physical and spiritual suns aligned perfectly. During a total eclipse in the 14th century BCE, the priests of Heliopolis conducted the first solar integration rite. As the sky darkened, Tutankhamun and Neb-Ankh-Ra became one. Witnesses recorded that the young pharaoh's eyes turned black as obsidian, and the hieroglyphs around him glowed blue like electric fire. For 7 minutes he spoke in a voice that was both child and God. The sun must set to see its own light. When the light returned, Tutankhamun collapsed. He was never the same. His reign grew shorter, his health weaker, not from curse, but overload. His body could not contain both thrones. The cult of the Eclipsed Throne. After Tut's death, the priests tried to replicate the ritual, but without a vessel pure enough to hold the dual frequencies, the ceremony backfired. The Black Pyramid, the resonant chamber, and the sapphire tomb all began to hum at once, ancient fail-safes activating. The cult called this the night of reversal, when reality itself began to fold. They sealed the portals, scattered the artifacts, and wrote the first commandment of concealment. What the two kings joined, the one eye must never see. But the eye has opened again, and the hum has returned. Neb-Ankh-Ra was not Tutankhamun's shadow. He was humanity's, the suppressed half of divine consciousness, the power of the dark sun that fuels all transformation. Every eclipse since then is not a cosmic accident. It is a reenactment of the original union. A moment when the hidden pharaoh rises again, when the shadow claims its crown, and the collective remembers balance through darkness. The light that never rests is madness. The dark that remembers is God. The Eclipsed Throne is not a curse, it's your reflection. When shadow and sun sit together, you will rule your own destiny.